Always be sure to choose the right spawn, because that is quite important, don't you think? Today's video is sponsored by the free Eagles app for War Thunder. Download the app in the video description below and use the code shown on screen to get 10 golden eagles right now. Welcome back to War Thunder and welcome aboard the German, the one and only golden P-47. So, I have a problem in this patch, or the last two patches. There have been so many new things to buy, to research, and to just get my hands on, to put it in a crew, and to get automatically, which is a standard for myself, a expert crew on. That cost me, in the last few patches alone, over 30 million silver lines. Roughly around about 40 million. That just bites in deep heart. And I thought to myself, well, I expected to make money while flying the SO8000. But the SO8000 is very unreliable. It really depends on the matches that you get. From match to match it can vary. You can get great matches with a good income and so on. Furthermore, I found out that it's just not worth sacrificing my hard-earned silver line and research point boosters on the SO8000. It's just not reliable enough for that. I still recommend it as a good grinder, but it's getting spammed out too often. Well, if you need money like I do, because I'm just shy of 100 million silver lines, which is a border for me. It's a red line for me, because I have played so much, I've played so many bombers in arcade to get this 100 million, well, silver line safety. And I know this sounds extremely arrogant and selfish and so on, but I just want to really keep it for bad times. And that I lost around about 30 to 40 million silver lines in total, instead of making silver lines with the last few updates, just made me clear how extremely relevant a good silver line maker is. Now, I always recommended the P-47. I always made it clear, and I always pointed that out. Since the beginning, since of my War Thunder YouTube career, so to speak, I think this is one of the greatest moneymakers and one of the most reliable. Furthermore, it teaches you so many things. How to teamwork, how to read the minimap, how to read the flow of the battle. And it is very well suited. It has very good high altitude capabilities, very good boom and zoom capabilities. A really nice flight model with great, well, controllability. It's not a turn fighter, yet I wouldn't have any problems dealing with Germans. But then again, at this battle rating, you really don't face all too many aces. So it's also a little bit seal clubbing, because no doubt about that, the P-47 and all of variants are kind of undertiered. Let's face it. At least the D variants are greatly undertiered. And so I put on a 300% Silverline booster on this one, together with the premium account that I have, and of course the premium status of this plane. I think to myself, this is one of the planes that I always can recommend. It's also cheap, it's a low rank. No, it's not a low rank, actually, it's rank 3, so it's actually also very good at researching stuff. So yeah, P-47. What a fantastic plane. Recently they ruined the sound. With the last update, both the Corsairs and the P-47s do not sound as good as they used to be. As they used to, which is a shame. I really miss the powerful engine sound. Now, for a lot of planes, the sound has improved, also in Tank RB, when planes are whizzing over. Oh, it sounds fantastic. But on this one, nah, they didn't make it better, let's put it that way. I really love the old, powerful sound. So, I have chosen the Interceptor spawn, and you can see the P-47 just climbs fantastically. It's not a real skyrocket like the G55S or BF-109s, but it can also get to altitude, and at altitude it gets stronger and stronger and stronger. It's definitely a rank 3, rank 4 performing plane. The battle rating is discussable. I would put it not at 3.7 but more on 4.3 at least, maybe in 5. It can hold itself. But then it also depends on the team. If you are going up against very aggressive opponents, then you struggle, let's put it that way. And now we can see there is nobody up here. Nobody wants to play with me. Oh, now I have to admit something. I have to admit that I wanted to seal club a few of the French planes. So at this battle rating you expect a lot of people just going through the stock grind of planes. They want to experience a few planes and to spade them. So I thought, well, when it's such a negative thing to fly stock planes, you can also feast on them. Oh, that will bring in some dislikes, I guarantee you that. But you know, let's face it, seal clubbing is efficient grinding as well. So, but you always have seal clubbed in this plane. By default, the plane comes with a golden paint job on the belly. Yes, you can interpret a lot of things into that. Well, the historical background is that Germany captured planes that were forced to land because their engines were damaged, or they had a fuel leak or oil leak, whatever, and they didn't make it back to their home bases. And so the Germans captured them, prepared them, and painted them in a color scheme that would make the AAA ground crews and also planes clear this is a captured plane. So therefore the great color. Let's have a quick look at the Spitfire. What actually was he doing there? Yeah, that's what I said. Thanks. Easy kill. So, and now I think to myself, looking at the team list, let's go in aggressively, and you can see the top speed of this plane, which is absolutely fantastic. Really overkill for that battle rating, but I digress. Back to the historical thing about the P-47M. So they were captured, and the Flying Sioux, if I'm not mistaken, was flying to the different airfields in Germany, presenting those planes, telling the German pilots, the fighter pilots, the strength and weaknesses of those planes. And within the German tech tree we have so far 3 of them: the P-47, the LA-5 FN, and the Wellington. And all of them are good planes. The Wellington is a special story. It really goes back to arcade, when I really made extreme amounts of money with this plane, like absurd amounts. Like I have old screenshots lying around with 750,000 silver lines a game, with big boosters and awesome matches in a win. 1 in 1,000 games, I'd admit, but nevertheless you make huge amounts of silver lines. You have to really understand how the plane flies, and you have to be a passionate bomber pilot, let's put it that way. And look at this maneuvering. Such precision, such precision. It actually goes where I want it to go. So with a Focke-Wulf or a Bf-109, this kill would have not been possible. Not because of the maneuverability, but the controllability. I always want to point that out. And yes, I know the usual Verabus that just won't admit that, you know, Bf-109s and Focke-Wulfs still have flight model issues, or let's say the correct word would be, or the correct phrase would be, instructor issues. Like you want to turn and suddenly your rudder locks up and you throw you off target, and that was that one maneuver that you really thought you could have the enemy, because you know if you don't get it with that one burst and that maneuver, he can just turn around and kill you. Furthermore, 50 cals are also very good at killing light tanks. So in conjunction with the huge ammunition capacity, how 50 cals work currently, I use here ground target belts with a 600 meters convergence. It's just fantastic. The plane can teach you so much. It's so forgiving, it's so reliable. If you are playing stupid, you get punished. If you play accordingly, if you play with skill, with mindset, with teamwork, with weapon awareness, this plane just awards you a great deal. So, and that is practically my praising of the P-47. Now, don't get me wrong. This plane and we have quite some history. I went with this plane through the patches. It's one of those premiums that I always will come back to, and whenever you have a bad day or you don't know what to play, just give it a go. It's always a blast to play. It's always fun. The other extreme of the spectrum would, of course, be the Japanese A7M1, which is completely stupidly overpowered, let's face it, but also fun to play. So, I'm here after 3 air kills. There is just 1 enemy left, and I'm harvesting a few ground units. I'm observing him, and at this moment there are no more ground targets left that I can deal with. So, he's low enough so that I can deal with him. P-63, fantastic plane, very good. Also capable if it's stock, except for the 37, which is, you know, it puts a shotgun to shame in terms of inaccuracy. And I think I can, you know, go head on. I can sacrifice myself. If I take him with him, it'll be awesome. If I just kill him, it'll be alright. It will end the match. 4th kill, few ground targets, won the match, big booster, premium account, and all the good stuff. This plane is reliable, it's fun, it's good, it's a blast to play. I cannot stop recommending it. It's the golden plane. It's a bit like the Jamie Lannister of planes, with 2 hands, you know. Yeah, the P-51 is then Jamie Lannister with 1 hand, I guess. Okay, that was a lot of shit talk, I admit it, but I hope you enjoyed today's video, and you can see here the really great rewards. So 350,000 silver lines and over 9,000 modification research points. That's a good result, I'd say. So that's it for me today. Thanks for watching, thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed this kind of relaxing gameplay. Give it a like if you did, subscribe if you want to see more, and we'll see each other in the skies of War Thunder.